welcome again to my channel. Today I'm out here in the front yard and I'm going to be working in my vegetable garden. So my vegetable garden over here may look as if it's already set for the season, but there is still a lot to be done. I have a lot of weeding to do. I need to freshen up the beds and plant new things. I have lots of seedlings still waiting in my polytunnel and I'm really excited to get everything out. As the days get warmer, there are a lot of weeds coming up and I need to remove those. I also have to go through the beds and see where I want to put the new seedlings. I still have all the beautiful flowers or blooming bulbs here that are still going. And this is the space where I want to put the snapdragons. Over here, my onions, I've been struggling a lot with my onions and it's looking very much as if I'm not going to be getting the big bulbs that I was hoping for. However, the leeks has been really good. I've harvested the leeks already, most of it, and I need to clean up that garden bed back there and put in new seedlings. Also, the peas over here is picking up really nicely, and the garlic is looking pretty good. So right now we're going to take a look at the seedlings that I'm going to be planting today. I have some pumpkins, some snapdragons, some marigolds. We'll take a closer look when I'm in the process of planting them. I also have a few things that I picked up from the garden center. I would like to add in more elephant garlic as well as some cabbages. But I think it's best if I just go ahead now and start preparing the area. And we can take a look later on at all the things that I'm going to be adding in today. Well, we may not notice them at first, but you'll be surprised how much weed come together or can be removed in such a small space when you start cleaning up. And for me personally, it's just so satisfying to be able to get rid of these undesirable plants and free up the space for the plants that I like. So I'm done with cleaning up the beds now and weeding and everything. And right now I'm going to amend the soil in the various beds. I'm just going to top it up with some fresh soil, also in some of the grow bags. So here, for example, I'm going to be topping that, and there as well, and also in that garden bed right there. Just putting a fresh layer of compost on top of it. It's very important to mix up the old soil and the new soil at least on surface level, especially in grow bags, so that the microorganism can spread out. And again, I'm just adding a handful of organic fertilizer in it to make sure that the plants receive the necessary nutrients. This is a wet, heavy rain that is coming right now. I did know that it was going to rain, but I underestimated the time that I needed to get this done. So I'm going to take a break and see if I can continue later on in the day. Alright guys, it's not going to stop raining and I'm just going to put on a raincoat and work on planting these things. So the seedlings that I'm going to be planting today are the marigold, the snapdragons, and my Pattinson pumpkins, the garlic, my very tiny broccoli seedlings around here. So the cauliflowers will be going in there. The elephant garlic, I haven't yet. I'll be putting it there. So this is going to be a bit challenging to film, but I wanted to show you guys. So the elephant garlic is garlic that is really big. So this one is like 3 times or 4 times the size of a normal garlic. And you can imagine that when this grows and it likes multiply, we're going to have something this big. Oh, that one peeled off. That is no problem, it's still going to grow. So we're going to have a garlic which could be like this big. like the size of my hand, and my hands are not that small. So that is what gets me excited, and this is why I'm planting more of the elephant garlic this year than the regular ones. I've already planted a few over here, and they are coming up already. So I have some elephant garlic in this bed. That's one right there, another one hiding back there. They're coming up, and I really look forward to seeing what they look like. Well, planting elephant garlic is pretty much the same method as planting normal garlic. We just have to take into consideration the size of the stroke of garlic, and we dig a hole, we put it in there and cover it with soil. Make sure that the soil is rich and well drained, so that the garlic can properly grow. There, we make sure that the pointy side is facing upwards, and that the side where the roots will grow is usually flat, that it's facing downwards. So that's it really. So it's still raining. We have a bit of we have some sun coming through, but it's still raining. However, I've completed the planting now. I decided not to put the cabbage here in front anymore. I put some marigold and everything else, and we're just going to go through so I can show you what we have right now. So both the marigolds and the small Patterson pumpkins, I decided to put them in the corners of the garden beds, like here, and the marigolds as well. And I carried through, I did that for most of the beds. The marigold is supposed to help pollinate the garden, as well as keeping some disease away from the plants. So here I did thin out. I transplanted some of the kohlrabi seedlings because they were a bit tight. So these are the kohlrabis that I started from seed, and now they're growing, and I'm realizing that I planted them maybe a bit too close. So I removed a few here and planted them over there in that bed at the back right there. So they are grouped back there. What I've done here is to put in the elephant garlic. I'm going to be adding some carrot seeds here. The Patterson pumpkins, they grow very, very narrowly. They don't take over the whole place, which is why I like them here in front. And this bed here is where we have potatoes inside. This is the lettuce bed, and the fennel is growing there nicely, as you can see. I have more fennel here. So I did leave out a few leeks because these ones have not matured yet, and I think I can leave them here. Let's see if they become any bigger. But as you can see, the fennel is growing really, really nicely. And here are the new kohlrabi transplants. I've also thinned out the beets and put a few in here. I don't know if they're going to take, but I just thought rather than throwing away the seedlings that I remove, I can just put them in here, and we're going to see how they do. Over here I didn't really do much except to put in a marigold seedling. Here are the tiny little broccoli seedlings, and I have transplanted most of the snapdragons already. What I wanted to do, I didn't want to get rid of all these tulips. They bring so much color here, really nice to look at. And I managed to kind of make space between the bulbs, the flowering bulbs, and then put in the snapdragons in between the tulips and the daffodils that are still blooming. I'll just have to see as time goes how they pick up, how they do. And I have a few more here to put in. The snapdragons are of different varieties. They're supposed to grow, you know, somewhat as tall as the tulips now are, maybe a little bit taller. So that's going to look quite interesting if they do well, which I very much hope. And so that will be it really for this video. What I'm going to do now is put a net over my spinach bed here, as well as my green bed here, because the birds do like to snack on those things a lot. Other than that, the garden right now is still so beautiful, really looking interesting. The spring colors are still here. Obviously we have the daffodils and the crocuses that are kind of like going back slowly, but I've been adding many things in this border. As you can see, the little tree here is becoming huge. I'm probably going to have to prune a few branches off to make sure that it doesn't take over, but for this season we can still have it like this. So thanks a lot for watching, and see you in our next video. Bye bye.